Hey, this is John here at John's Diesel and Auto Performance. Here today we're going to be talking about how to put a 21-22 long block into a 17. I'm going to be going over the stuff that I could not find on YouTube at all on the internet, the things that you have to take into consideration before you do all of this. No, this is a pretty big process. It took me about 2 weeks. That's just because I just moved here. I still have a couple of lifts to install. I have that lift over there, alignment machine. Overall, if I was working on it every day, I'm pretty sure I'd knock it out within a couple of days. Take a day and a half to take it out, fully reassemble or strip it, and then a day and a half to reassemble and put it back together. This is the 2017 here block that customer brought us on that truck. We took it apart. It has 4 holes in, so it has 1 hole in each cylinder on a whole row for 4 cylinders. It was skipping, no compression. So I found the customer a 21 long block. But the thing is, I told the customer we would have to strip it down fully, completely to put everything off the 17 onto the 21 in order for it to fit. So like I said, I looked everywhere online and could not find videos or information, anything about it. And it was just driving me fully insane. And also why it took me forever is because people do it and they make videos about it, but they don't answer the questions that I had. And I had so many questions. Number 1 question, will it fit? Yes. Will it work? Yes. Tuning? No, you could use your own tune. Just reuse your own harness. Fuel and injectors, it will work, but customer wanted to use his. Rails, sensors, all of that will work. I would recommend the newer stuff because newer is always better. Everybody knows that. So what I replaced off of that onto that, number 1 thing, get you a white marker. Buy once, cry once. Always mark what you take out. Have a list. Make sure you don't screw it up. Put in the same size bolts into the same size. Trust me, you do not want to screw it up. Everybody says you're going to have to swap the timing cover. No, that is false. You will not be able to use the timing cover because the 17 has a low pressure oil pump inside the actual. This is the timing cover right here. As you can see, the water pump's right there. Idler pulley's right there. No, that's a tensioner. Vacuum pump goes right there. Anyways, you will not be able to reuse it. Trust me, do not buy this. You have to get a new seal, all of that. No, you cannot reuse it. Even if you take this off and take the lower oil pressure pump out, like I tried, it still will not fit. You need more clearance. The 21 has already a built-in oil pressure in the upper oil pan, so that will work. What I had to do, I had to learn the hard way. I still had to remove it, and then, sorry about the mess, guys. I'm finally almost getting ready to put it all back together. This is your camshaft position sensor. This goes right here. Also, let me get my flashlight so I can show you. This is what everyone does not talk about, but I need to address it before other people run into the issue that I had. Got my little Ozark light here. Very nice light. Don't worry about the mess, I'll clean it up. So, I wonder how I can hold it. There you go. Tell me if you see something wrong here. That's not supposed to be moving. So, this is the 22 camshaft position sensor. And the old 17 to 19 was in here. 17 to 19 is way bigger. So, what did I do? I was thinking about cutting and splicing because it's also a 3-pin connector, but a different size connection, way bigger than the other one. So I was like, crap, what do I do? I was about to order a pigtail, but you don't want to do that, trust me, because later down the road it's going to corrode, it's going to crack, it's going to run into issues, and then your truck's going to shut off somewhere on the side of the road. Best thing you could do is genuinely, where's my light? Right there, if you can tell. No. There you go. Right there. I just drilled it out with a 5/8 drill bit. A slightly bigger, cleaned it out very well, and reused the stock wiring harness off the 17 to 19 because you don't want to run into it. Trust me, you want to reuse your old wiring harness because you will run into issues. And then it won't fit into your ECU and it won't run right. You'll have codes. and so belong. Reuse the intake manifold. Same thing with that, 17 to 19. Customer brought me a KC. I'm so sorry. Is it a KC? It's a KC Turbo Whistler Stage 2. So he's gonna have to retune it. Probably dyno tune it. Brought me a Whistler tuner. We put the CCV SPE. SPE makes really good CCV, crankcase ventilation filter, because if you use the stock one, it's going to blow out seals. So, also, CP4, reuse the 17 to 19 one. You don't have to, but customer already had a new one, so he wanted to use it on his newer block. Probably has a warranty on it, I don't know. You reuse the rails, reuse the sensors, put the same disaster kit on there. Obviously did the EGR delete while we were in there, broke one bolt. So drilled it out, tapped it, made it tits. Also SPE coolant reroute kit. But yes, 17 to 19, everything works. So now the other issue what we ran into is, where is it? Where did I put it? Boom. Oil cooler, coolant to oil. Anyways, oil cooler housing. It is not going to work. You're not going to be able to take it off and put it onto your new one. Go to your dealer, or if you're going to buy a long block, then it will come with one. Go to your dealer, get a 21 oil cooler. It will not work because, sorry about the mess again. It will not work because these holes right here for the bolts will not line up. These holes are different sizes. These are way bigger than the 21, or way smaller, and they're like very skinny. I don't know for what reason Ford went with that. They could have made it easy and made it the same part number as that. No, they had to move it around. So I thought I could take it off and reuse it. No, you cannot. You will have to use a 21 oil cooler. Now, other issue, oil filter housing. Big problem I ran into, and nobody could not find anything about it. I was scratching my head for days. I didn't know what to do. Everyone says drill and tap. Drill and tap, yes, but it's messy, it's temporary. Let me show you what I mean. Both look the same, right? Except this one has two holes. This one has one hole. Two holes, one hole. Okay, not a big deal. 20 to 22 went with one sensor, oil temperature sensor and oil pressure sensor all in one sensor. 17 to 19 had an oil pressure sensor here and an oil temperature sensor here. You cannot reuse the 17 to 19 on the 21. It will not work. It will not work. Why, you ask? I will show you why. Everyone says it will work. No, do not trust the people on forums. You will run into issues. That looks different, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Bolts, also different location. You will have to reuse your 21. This one came damaged. Might replace it, might reuse it. Best thing to do, what I'm going to do is, this oil pressure and oil cooler sensor is smaller. I think. Let's see, is that it? No. Okay, so this is the 17 to 19. Looks like a temperature sensor. All right. Oil pressure sensor. Oil temperature sensor. Two or different sizes. This one will not work in here. Trust me, I've tried. It will not work. You will have to drill and tap. Re-drill this one. I believe that one's going to be a 3/8. So the 21 has pre-drilled, I believe, because the 23 to 25 already has another sensor here. They went back to the 2-style sensor, or the 2-sensor style, sorry. So I'm going to drill over here, tap it into there. Tell if you can see. Hefty little light here. Oh, down on my knees, no homo. So the hole is right there. So level with the hole, level with the straight of the hole. If we drill just right, we'll be able to go center of this hole, which I'm assuming this is the return line. either return or flow line. If we drill just a small enough hole, let's see. I don't even know which one I want to put in there, the temperature sensor or not. Nope. All right, we're gonna put the oil pressure sensor in this one. We're gonna have to drill it, tap it, and we're gonna have to sleeve it and make sure we wrap our plug so it doesn't leak in the future. Or you could go online and get the SPE or cat oil filter housing kit, which makes you run a cat filter, and they come with pre-drilled holes, and you won't have to be doing what I will be doing. But I'm on a time schedule and the customer really wants to try to get back, so I don't have time to wait on shipping. I'm just gonna drill and tap like I said. So that's the stuff that people do not talk about. Everything else, almost everything else, you see how I was taking everything apart and I was writing it down. It's kind of messy, but almost everything is also the same. Why we reused the other intake manifold, the 17 to 19 intake manifold, is because of the sensor on that one right there. I think I could zoom in right there. That sensor right there is way smaller than this one, so we reused this one. Maybe in the future we'll go with the pusher piping kit, don't know. Alternator, use the 21, and then that one, it's on the frame somewhere. I just took off the whole assembly. I'm just gonna take it off. All the pulleys, check everything before you put it back in. AC compressor, you will have to reuse your 17 to 19 AC compressor because the 21 is different and the fittings are different. Also, locations are different. While you have it off, this customer didn't do it, I'd recommend you to weld your crankshaft to your crank hub. I think that's what it's called, the crank hub. You want to weld it because these are press fitted on here, and if it spins, well, you're kind of screwed. So you don't want it to spin, and you can weld it, and that's pretty much, well, that's like lifetime maintenance right there. So if you want, I'd recommend it while you're in there. Weld your press fitted crank hub. All of these galleys are different on the 21s. That's why we also reused that cover. So we're gonna have to drill it and put back the oil filter on there. Camshaft position sensor, I already told you about. Crankshaft position sensor in the back. You just take out yours from the 17 to 19 because the plug is different. And you're gonna have to reuse your 17 to 19. Bolts right up, goes right up. Also, flywheel, I reused it. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it's different because 10 speed and 6 speeds are completely two different things. So belt housing should line up, but the flywheel I changed out, torqued it down. Make sure you always torque anything that turns, vibrates, or has any kind of rotation to it. Put Loctite on it. I cannot stress this enough. I see so many times people on YouTube, people just everywhere bringing stuff, and it's like harmonic balancers be coming off, everything be coming off because they don't use Loctite. Even if you torque it down, it will hold, but there's a chance it will still back out. So that's that. Everything else, heads are all the same, rockers are all the same. Also, turbo will not fit. That's why we reused it. That's the original turbo. This is the 21 turbo. Let's see if I can. It's a hefty sucker. This is different because you have actuators on this one versus the 17 to 19. You do not have any actuators. You only have vanes. Also, so different. Same. We reuse it. Like I said, customer brought me a KC Whistler Stage 2. This is the 21. Will not work. I mean, you could probably get it to work, but I would not recommend it. Just different. So if you have it, sell it. If you didn't come with it, awesome. Reuse yours. Just direct bolt up and play. Bolt up and go. So just direct fitment, I guess. Oh, and the feed is also different. So you're going to have to reuse your 17 to 19 feed for your turbo feed line. But you will also run into the issue of what I did right there. I crimped the living heck out of it, like absolutely the heck, because this one, I don't know if I can find the feed line. Let's see. There it is. All right. This feed line right here goes into the 21 turbo, and it pretty much slides into a nipple, and it doesn't back out because this holds it from sliding out. Versus this one holds on by a rubber hose with a crimp or a I guess that's what they're called, crimp. So see, it won't fit. That one's just like that, and that's by rubber hose. This one just, it does not fit. So you can't reuse it. You will have to reuse yours. Pretty hard to get out, but got it out. Cut that one, so I just got a new, I think it was a 1/4" hose from O'Reilly, or 3/8. 9.5 3/8. So we used a 3/8 fuel and hose, high temperature, high heat, high pressure hose. We cut it about 4 inches. Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 inches in there. Anyways, all the old stuff you will reuse. Reused it, crimped it, really hoping it's not going to back out. Probably should have put gasket maker on there, but YOLO, you live once. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Worst case, I'll warranty it out to the customer. Do good quality work. Don't half-ass it. Don't be in a rush like me. I was in a rush and just a lot of stuff I had to replace. Found out the hard way. So do not half-ass it. Do not be in a rush. Take your time. Customer brought me the turbo. One side was broken on the connector. I had to just pretty much make it work. So be careful. Plug everything back in. If you have your stock ECU, everything should technically line up and just be fine. So the only other problem I'm having right now is, let me turn on my laser so you can see. All right, you see that right there with my laser? Well, my laser is right there. That's called the oil pressure regulator valve right there. What it does, I will tell you in a second. 17 to 19 does not have it. That has it. The only problem I ran into is that regulates pressure while it idles, while it drives. Anyways, it tells the ECU how much pressure you have and it regulates it to what it needs or what it commands to, what the ECU commands it to have oil pressure to. So you're driving it, oil pressure goes up. You're idling it, oil pressure goes down. You're about to start it, has its own pre-commanded pressure. Anyways, long story short, 21 has it, 17 does not have it. I don't know what to do. I don't have a dummy plug. I didn't order one because I couldn't find anyone that has one. You could technically order a dummy plug, take it out, put the dummy plug in there, and it's going to be open 100% of its whole lifetime. But right now that it's unplugged, I'm assuming is going to be running at 100%. If not, I don't know. I don't know. So I guess I'll get back to you in the comments after I get it running. Hypothetically, it should work. Since usually when you unplug sensors, it either commands it to run at full, unless if it's closed and you unplugged it, command it open and then unplug it. So wish me luck. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It goes right next to the oil filter housing. So hypothetically, it should be stuck fully open. Starter, reusing the 17 to 19. How to get your torque converter bolts out. You just take this rubber piece out and get the torque converter bolts out. Everything else should work. Just don't half-ass it. Be very careful, very gentle with your fuel return lines, with all your bolts. If you have to heat it up, heat it up. Do not half-ass it. Vacuum line, I plugged it off for the EGR over here, off-road use only. Reused the, this was plugged off for some reason, 21. It was plugged off for that's some weird reason off the 17, but I'm reusing it. But quite literally, it was plugged off. I don't know where I put the plug. This is the 17 to 19 harmonic balancer. They look completely identical, so I put the 21 on there just because 21's newer, probably has less cracks than the 17 to 19, because I think this person was really running some power since that was welded. So there's a bigger chance of this failing down the road. So I just gave him the 21 one because this was a fully stock motor. 60k mile motor. That's a 150k mile motor. Oh, make sure you check. Look at that. That's the oil cap. All right, that's weird. Yeah, so if you want to do it right for the customer, get a long block from the dealership. You will not run into most of the issues. It'll be stripped and you just pretty much swap. For me, it was cheaper for me to go on to, not Marketplace, to a buddy that parts these out. he had it running. I know him very well, so he wouldn't lie to me. He had it running before he pulled it out. So he pulled it out. He had it for a while. I said, hey man, I have a customer that wants a block. Will this work? And he said everything will work in his direct replacement. Do your research. Don't believe anyone until you see it. Seeing is believing. So, but yep. So I'm about to do the oil filter housing, and I'm gonna try to get it to work. I'm very, very nervous. I know it will fire and run, but the oil pressure sensor is kind of what making me nervous, and this oil filter housing. I just hate drilling into OEM parts. I just hate it, especially oil filter housing. If it has a leak, if it loses, you know, like even it's going to be losing a little bit of oil, that's a big risk of bearing failure, cold starts, rough starts, oil pressure. It could be just a lot of stuff. So, yeah. But other than that, that's all I have to say for you. Make sure you save all of your stuff because you don't know if you'll have to reuse it. Do not throw anything away until you have it running fully mint, no codes, no problems. I reused one 21 injector into the 21, or I'm sorry, I reused all the 17 to 19, which is going to come pre-coded on the ECU, but I will have to reuse one of the 21s. So I got a picture of it and I will have to recode it. Pretty sure it should run. They should fire just fine. So that's that. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have another question, let me know in the comments. But that's all of my questions that I had, and I answered because, like I said, I could not find anywhere online. I went to the dealership. They didn't know nothing about it. So, I mean, it is 25, so it's pretty old engine now. But yes, so I hope I answered all your questions. Thank you very much. Come visit us at John's Diesel and Auto Performance and Repair. We will take care of your needs. But yeah. And the transmission with the torque converter just left outside. But this just goes on the EGR, so we're gonna have to put this away nice and tight. Plug in these plugs. So yeah. Let me know any of your other questions. I will answer if everything runs with the oil pressure switch just fine in the comments. Have a good one.